Hi Pre-Calc. In the last video I was going over these three very important log properties, and I just want to condense this time. So instead of expanding with the logs, you're going to condense. So it's like everything I just did, you're going to do it in the opposite order. So like in the end I would pull down the exponents, but now going the opposite way, that would be the first thing I would do. So I'm going to pull up any exponents I have. Right, this is property number 3. So instead of going here to here, you're going from here to here, right? I'm going this way when you condense with the rules. All right, so I brought that up. I'm going to bring this 4 up on the Y. All right, now addition, when you condense, that means that you're multiplying. Okay, so when you're condensing, you start with a couple logs and you condense down to 1, which is the opposite of expanding. When you're expanding, you start with 1 log and you make it to many. Right? Condensing, you start with many and you end up with 1. All right, so let's try another one. I'm going to start in here in the nested part first, so I'm going to bring that up. Same here, I'm going to bring this up. It's going to be its exponent. All right, now I'm going to do in here, I'm adding, which means I'm multiplying. All right, let me just leave this guy on the side so I don't do too many steps. But if you're catching that we're going to end up multiplying, you're right. It's just that this has to go up. Now this is going to go up, and I'm going to write this more than one way because I feel like this might get confusing. All right, so there's one way to do it. You can raise this to the 1/2 like this. You can put the whole thing under a radical and simplify it, or you can just put this in. I think the best suggestion would be to just put this guy in. And then 2 times 1/2 is just 1. And now that this guy's done, so now I can pull this guy down and finish this up. It's just you couldn't multiply this too early because this 1/2 only goes to the front. If you converted this too early, you'd give the 1/2 to that, which you should not do. All right, so now I can finish it. So it's log 4 x plus 1 to the 1/2. You can write it as a radical if you want. It would look nice. I'm just going to put the x to the 6 in the front. It just looks better. Sort of weird if I tag it on the back. Weird looking. And again, you could write this like this, or if you prefer, you could put it under a radical. That's also correct. Okay, so whichever way you want to write it is fine. Okay, and I'll catch which way you have it. I just don't want that 6 to look like it's under there. Let me maybe just rewrite this up here just to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, so like that. That's a nice way to write the answer to the one we just did. All right, just some other things I want to cover because it's going to help you with your homework is these really, most of them are just going to come back to this property at the end.